In today's video, we are going to take a look at Centurion, where it is and where the suburbs are and how it's laid out, which are the popular areas and which are the less popular areas. The first misconception I would like to address is that Centurion is its own municipality. That is not true. Centurion forms part of the city of Tshwane municipality. Centurion is known as Region 4. Centurion has just over 40 suburbs, about just over 20 primary schools, almost 15 secondary schools, and a couple of tertiary learning institutions. Very, very popular area. Let's go take a look.
And there we go. We start off with South Africa. And if we take it back over here, in Gauteng, that is where you will find Pretoria and Johannesburg basically. And if we zoom in a little bit closer, we see there is Centurion over there. And going in even more, Littleton, this is where it all started. So Littleton is the original name of Centurion was Littleton, and later it was changed to Verwoerdburgstad after the late Hendrik Verwoerd. And in 1995, the residents of Centurion decided to call it Centurion. And there we go. So that's a little bit of history. There's a lot of history, even from the Anglo-Boer War, the first and the second Anglo-Boer War, but I'm definitely not going to bother you with all those details right now. So Littleton was basically one of the first suburbs, Littleton as well as Valhalla over there. So Valhalla and Littleton, you will find houses that are older than most parts of Centurion. And then it basically started developing towards the west, the Hoovers and Clubview. So Clubview is probably the second oldest suburb in Centurion. And the thing with Clubview is you still have very big stands with very big houses. Some very nice properties there. You get sort of a little bit of a farm vibe when you're there. Very, very nice. And obviously over here you have Swartkop's Golf Estate, which is also quite a popular suburb to stay in. The Hoovers, that is pronounced Hoovers. A lot of people pronounce it as Hoovers, which is incorrect. The Hoovers, a Hoover is a small holding. So this whole area of the Hoovers used to be small holdings. And those small holdings are basically has been subdivided, rezoned, and developed. And this whole area of the Hoovers is you still do have a couple of properties, freehold properties, but for the most part, a lot of sectional title complexes and sectional title blocks, like 3 or 4 story blocks of flats. Jean Crossing, a very popular strip mall type shopping center, very not too old, that's fairly new, quite popular. And then also a big driver in this area, the hospital, the Unitas Hospital around this area is a very dense population of retirement villages. So this is basically due to the proximity to the hospital itself. Coming over a little bit more to this side, this area over here is more towards the Centurion Center. Over here. So this coming down this M19 over here, the Centurion Mall. The Centurion Mall has been in existence for almost forever. The lake area that you see over there is basically that used to have a water organ, and they used to play music many years ago. It was quite nice, a spectacle. They a couple of years ago they decided to let the river reclaim its normal course, and it ended up in a little bit of a mess because now it's not maintained. So there's like a little stream flowing through there now with lots of reeds, and the smell is sometimes quite unbearable. That's why Centurion Mall itself, besides the smell from that unsightly thing that they developed down there, on this side over here, there is also a newly formed taxi and bus rank, which causes a little bit of some issues. A lot of people complain about security at the Centurion Mall, with petty theft like pocket picketing, on the rise there, which is a little, like little snatch and grab type crimes which happens over there, which has been on the increase. And that's, the everybody blames the taxi rank and the bus rank. My personal feeling is, if there's a problem with security, jack up security, get more guards, whatever the case may be, and sort it out like that. But anyway, a personal opinion. So throughout the whole of one last thing here, the Supersport Park cricket stadium, that used to be called Centurion Park, and that is where Centurion got its name from. That is a very popular cricket stadium. Lots of international matches happen there. It's quite a nice venue to visit when there's big cricket going. All right, then coming over to this side, we have Henops Park and Bronberwick, and that you see over there, little Cranbrookvale. Cranbrookvale, interestingly enough, if you wanted to know, is the smallest suburb in Centurion, and Cranbrookvale comprises of only 3 streets. It's the smallest suburb in Centurion. Then you have Eldorraine. Eldorraine, a little bit more upmarket. You find a little bit more of an upmarket suburb. Slightly more expensive houses there. The big driver for Eldorraine and the popularity with Eldorraine, as well as Vera Park. Vera Park is sort of just like one little step down from Eldorraine. The schools. You have a primary school over there and a secondary school over there. So it's the main drivers for those. And then if I just go like this a little bit, you'll see on this side, this is a informal settlement, which has sort of like, it started off quite small, like they all do, and it just expanded quite quickly. This is an industrial area over here called Sunderland Ridge. And then this is the newly established Reslo private hospital. Now everything on this side over here, which also forms part, like this Gerardsville, Vlakplaas, Erasmia that you see over there at the top, all of this forms part, this Gerardsville area, this whole area over here, also forms part of Centurion, but most of it is agricultural land. Then around this area over here, Monavoni, there has been quite a lot of developments with regards to security estate. You've got the Sevilla estate, Silverstone, also Thorn Tree or something estate. Lots of development happening over here. Raslo AH, the AH stands for Agricultural Holdings. So all of this is basically also agricultural holdings. Some developments happening here and there with densification of population. The Jebelsig estate, Jebeloord, which is not the most popular suburb to stay in, but you can still find quite an affordable properties there, full title houses. Some of the properties there have been extensively developed, which does cause them to get a little bit on the expensive side for what's on offer in the suburb itself. Then just before we run to that side, the mall at 55, this is basically also strip mall type setup with all your favorite shops and a Checkers and all that. And then you have the Forest Hill City, which is such a sad thing to see. The Forest Hill started off, it was everybody was very excited about it. It was a brand new mall that was being built, and they had all the big attraction for Forest Hill was the ice rink. It still is, and unfortunately, that's pretty much the only thing that is left there. A lot of shops are empty. I was there middle of last year, and I would say probably about 60% of the shops were all closed up. So you had your few anchors in there, your Spur and your Checkers and that, but for the most part of it, nothing happening there, which is actually a bit of a sad state of affairs, seeing as they opened the Checkers right down the road from there. It's actually easier to go to the one than to the other. One would think, why would you do something like that? But anyway, the mind boggles most of the time. Amberfield, all of this whole area here, all the Amberfields at Mall at Reds, the Mall at Reds and the Raslow Mall right next to it. There's like a lifestyle mall right next to Mall at Reds. Also strip mall type. These strip malls have become quite popular in Centurion, where people, it's a smaller type mall, where everything is sort of like walking distance. So you basically just run in and you can maybe go to one shop or two shops, and then you're done and you get out of there. Mall at Reds, a very popular mall, basically services this whole area over here. Does have a little bit of a reputation during December months, especially because usually in December months there seems to be an increase in criminal activity there. Anyway, all the Amberfields, all of these are security estates. They're very popular. All your Amberfields, this whole area over here, this whole area over here is all built up. So this area consists of two areas. So you've got Amberfield and you've got Rooieskraal North. So these two, they sort of flow into each other, where Rooieskraal North and what they call Veerda Park South basically flows into each other. It's a combination of, it's all residential, and there's a combination of complexes, security complexes, and freestanding houses and duets. A duet is where you have a full title stand that's been subdivided, and both the owners have their own account with Tshwane. They've got their own water, electricity, the utilities are separate. So it sorts under sectional title because there'll be a section A and a section B, or a section 1 or a section and a section 2, but you've got full title rights because there's nobody corporate. Anyway, a little bit of information for you. Coming over to this side, this is Alderaan Extension 20 and Enops Park. We've got the two big brand hardware stores, Chamberlain's as well as a Builders, and at the Raslow Lifestyle Mall next to Mall at Reds, there's also a Builders Express. Then coming on to Highveld and Echo Park right next to each other. Echo Park mainly, besides the Echo Park estate, which is over here, the most part of Echo Park consists of offices. It's all office buildings, office blocks, etc. Coming over to Highveld, little bit of a mixed bag. At the bottom you find some offices, and at the top you find a combination of duet properties, traditional full title properties, as well as quite a number of complexes. Right at the top here, in this area over here, you get the Irene View Estate, and on this side you have the Montebello Estate and the Highveld Estates. All right, then coming through to this side is Rooieskraal. This is where I stay. I live in Rooieskraal, and this area over here is basically the We Buy Cars over there, and Wheelie is over there, and this area over here is a little bit of an industrial area, as well as our own China Mall. Rooiskral, basically Rooiskral is a residential area, very popular area. You still have nice 1,000 square meter stands, traditional, family homes there. A big negative is a lot of the homes are old, they have not been updated, and that causes them to sometimes people tend to negotiate a bit hard on the price. Then right next to Rooiskral is the Reeds, also a very popular area. And then just something about the Reeds, the area at the Reeds, which falls over here, usually ends up being a little bit of a security problem, because this is open veld. Coming through to Thatchfield, you've got the different Thatchfields, 5 different Thatchfields: Crescent, Manor, Close, Gardens, Hills, and Reach at the top. They are all part of the Thatchfield estates. Although they are separate and you cannot go from the one to the other, they are all managed by the same company. So they are managed as one, although they are separate. You've got Kuro Thatchfield up there. Then the area across the road there is Rua Vista, this area over here. I have met some clients that stay in Rua Vista. It's quite a popular area. It's more of a low-cost, more dense populated area. Most of the people that stay there are very, very happy there. Their main issue is just if anything happens at Olivenhout-Bosch, there's only one way in and out, which is over there, and that usually causes a little bit of a problem. So Olivenhout-Bosch, for those who don't know, this is an informal settlement, and this informal settlement they've got their own struggles, and usually when they get upset with the world, they block off the R55, which is arterial route between Centurion and Sandton. That's the old Sandton Road. So that causes a little bit of a havoc when they have their knickers in a knot. And then coming back over to this side, you've got Arundu Estate and Cosmosdal. Cosmosdal is basically a combination of security estates, different security estates, as well as the Brooklands estates, and that is basically Centurion.
And there you have it, Centurion in a nutshell. Obviously, I didn't go in depth in every single suburb. A video like that will take hours and hours and hours and be super boring. But as we go along, I might just start doing 1 or 2 videos where I zoom in and focus on an area per video, and give you an overview for that video. If you've got any questions, any comments, welcome to leave them. Welcome to reach out to me, and remember to hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.